Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG we know and love as Fifi La Pew Pew. You might know it's a leFhy, a leaf blower, or a leHEPA. This one is located on the north spawn of Himmelsdorf, and it's under the command of graldebarantauro of the FYD clan. Game on! Well, yes, he was in a video just recently, and he was having a lot of fun in that one. Let's see how he gets on in this game. Unfortunately, Himmelsdorf has some pretty tall walls on the buildings, and that makes it very difficult to shoot at some of the enemy tanks. You have to pick the field of fires that work. Now, he's a Tier 5 game with Tier 4 tanks in it, so he's going after some enemy who are slightly lower tier than himself. The enemy have turned up at the other end of the bridge, the banana. Let's see what he can do. Okay. It's quite a steep rise to shoot up over that building. Yep, he decides that that's probably not the corner to shoot on. Going down to this corner can be better, but the unfortunate thing is that there's a T1 heavy in the way. And he has been spotted by the enemy. That's going to encourage them all the more to try and shoot him. Oh, he's actually been hit by the T-34, so sitting here did not work for him. In fact, can't see where he got hit. I think it was on the gun shield. Oh, and he's just shot his T1 heavy and received a blocked shot from a KB1. So he's blocking damage, but I don't think the T1 heavy was too happy about that. Well, there's an event going on in the railway yards at the moment. And it's pretty eventful here as well. And now he's trying to side scrape off the corner, which is very difficult because they'll go for the gun shield, knowing full well they get a penetration on that. But in fact, they are shooting the tracks, yet the enemy is actually trying to shoot the tracks. Do you believe it? The enemy is taking damage, and I think the T1 Heavy is now using him as a blocker. He's actually blocking damage from the enemy with his Fifi. Yeah, they're shooting into the tracks, which is pretty tough tracks. But they've learned to use the HE now. And with HE, they will do some damage, even if it's only a little. Unfortunately, well, he's blocked a lot of shots. You can see that's him. 515 hit points of damage blocked. He fires a shotgun into the KB1. KB1's still sticking around. Bad news if he does, because he'll probably get penetrated, especially if we use the heat hammer that we've actually got available. T1's still using us as a mobile block. He's also worried that if they goes around the corner, the T-34, who's also gone the other way, is going to come at him. In fact, there is a DW2 coming, and of course he's got thin armor as well, and that's the end of him, shotgun style. Okay, and we're rapidly reloading. Standard reload 8.92 seconds. He's got 7.85. And yeah, the T1 is still using, in fact, actually it's not the T1 anymore, it's an M10 who's actually sitting behind him, using him as a blocker. Well, the enemy T-34 that was around, he's gone. There's only 4 enemies remaining. 2 M8A1s, a T1 Heavy, and an M41 HMC. So he's decided to go back to firing Arty. Oh, there's the M8A1. He used the heat round on that shot, but this time around he's going to use HE. And that's a kill. In fact, now he's got 2 kills. He's earned a Stark's medal. Yes, he blocked 500 hit points. He's only got 340 to start with, so he's blocked way more damage than he actually started with. There's only 2 enemy available now, a T1 Heavy and an M8A1. So hitting that DW2 was very useful, and the M8A1, because that's earned him the starts. Now the T1 Heavy's up on top of the hill, but in order to get a shot at him, he's going to have to drive a little way over here because the guy is hidden by the wall at the moment. I might be able to get a shot in... Oh, there's the M8A1, the other one. In fact, he is now the last enemy alive. It's going to be quite difficult to take him down. There's an M10 RBFM ahead of us, and he gets the kill, and that ends the game for graldebarantauro. Well, it's another fun game from graldebarantauro of FYD in the FIFI. He managed to get a third-class tanker out of that game, as well as a shell-proof for blocking more damage to the hit points for his own vehicle. And he also got a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7. And of course, he got the Starks medal, which are difficult to get hold of because you have to block at least receive at least as much damage as 2/3 of your hit points, kill 2 enemy tanks, and receive at least 2 hits from the enemy. Usually that means that you lose a lot of hit points in the process and end up either dying before, because you have to survive in order to earn this medal. But he did survive in this one because he was actually side scraping to block damage. And I don't know if he had a mission, and that was part of the mission, that he had to block damage. If so, it was a very brave move, because if the enemy had switched to using HE, they could have actually got more damage on him. But anyways, win 8 from that game was 1,542, which is good, but nothing special, because of course graldebarantauro's had ace tankers in this baby. If we look at the team scores, we can see also there was a reduced number of players on either side. And in this game, he only got 720 hit points of damage, which puts him way down the table. The top scorer in this game was the KB1, who got 1,434 hit points of damage. Second highest, the T1 Heavy on the enemy team, 1,412. And the third highest was the M10 RBFM on our team with 1,391. So half as much damage as the winners in the game. When it came to kills, though, we can see the top scorers were the M10's RBFMs. They both got 3 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the ARMT, the Leopard, and to graldebarantauro. And only the T1 Heavy on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, we can see still mid-table with only 546. The top scorer being the M10 RBFM with 870, followed by the ARMT with 828, and then the Leopard with 758. He fired only 6 rounds in the entire game. Would you believe that? Only 6 rounds to get 2 kills. Well, not 2 kills, actually. He got 5 direct hits on the enemy and 2 penetrating shots. And I believe that he did get a penetrating shot on that M8A1 in the end with the HE round, and that finished him off. Yes, it was a penetrator. And the shotgun on the DW2 was also a penetrating shot right into his side. Very thin armor on DW2s. So, 3 splashes as well, 720 hit points of damage, of which 292 were at more than 300 meters, 8 hits received from the enemy, 1 penetration, 6 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash damage. That was when the enemy gave up trying to shoot him through the tracks. They actually started firing HE, and that's when he actually did suffer some damage. The only penetrating shot was the one that went through the gun shield, the first hit that actually did hit him. When he was actually sitting behind the T1 Heavy, they managed to select a shot to go through the gun shield right next door to the gun. And that's the only one he suffered a pretty big loss of hit points on that one. 515 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 4 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and 118 hit points of damage assist. On a premium count, he actually earned 52,960 credits from that game, including 30,000 from mission completion, which I think must have been blocking damage rather. He also picked up 4,423 experience points, and he got another reward for completing a mission of 3,276. So an interesting game from graldebarantauro, and I suspect that there was a blocking mission in there, and he decided to do it in the PP. Not the choice I would have made, but because of course the choice I would have made is the Churchill 3, because if you stick the nose of the Churchill 3 out, all they can see is the tracks, and they can't really do much damage. Every time they hit the tracks, all that they do is block a shot. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like and thank you for watching.